zone. Can you tell me a little bit about kind of that cry and what that means for y'all?
It's basically like just protecting the goal line, like making sure that nobody get in the end zone. And, that's what we've really been harping on a lot lately, and you can see it paid off Saturday.
How have you felt about how the team has played in those situations in the red zone so far this season?
The red zone, I feel like we played pretty good. I mean, there's still some things we can improve on, but overall, we've been meeting our percentage goals in the red zone, so I feel like, we've been doing good. It's just some small things that we still need to improve on.
Are there guys that are maybe more vocal whenever it gets down close in the red zone like that? Guys that kind of speak up in those.
One more time?
Are there guys that kind of speak up in those situations when you're in the red zone to kind of?
Oh, definitely. I mean, everybody talks when you get into the red zone because that's when communication is most important. You're trying to stop them from getting to the end zone, and they're close to the end zone. They didn't throw the whole field, so at that point, everybody must communicate and make sure that we're on the same page and playing the defense how it should be played.
Whenever y'all get a stop in the red zone, y'all hold them to a field goal or get a turnover or something like that. What kind of energy does that bring you?
Oh, it brings a lot of energy just to let us know, this is one of the top defenses. You can stop somebody from getting into the end zone. They make it all the way down to the red zone. So, I mean, it's just making sure we continuing to improve every week and just not just red zone, just every situation on the field where we can improve at.
What have you seen out of Tim Keenan, named SEC Co-Defensive Lineman of the Week this week? What does he bring to the room?
Oh, man, Tim Keenan is a baller. This is a real dog. That's a guy that, came in and he grinded ever since he got here, When he first got here, he was a little bit overweight, and he did what he had to do to get the weight down. He got on the field. He's been playing. He's been balling. I'm just happy to see how this year finna plan out for him.
People talk about his production, but they also kind of supplement that with his faith and what he does for y'all kind of off the field. What does he do, and what does that mean to y'all?
He usually leads like we have Bible study. He'll lead Bible study, like any type of devotional stuff that we have going on, that he'll lead that. He send out little words of wisdom every other day, send out Bible scriptures and stuff like that, just making sure that everybody tune into their high power.
What have you seen at LT Overton playing your same position? Oh,
he's a dog too. Everybody knew about him, talked about him before he got here, but just seeing him now get here, awesome guy, love to work. So it's just he helping me improve every day as well.
You're on defense. The crowd noise won't be as big a deal for y'all, but how did y'all prepare today, starting off with the crowd noise for Wisconsin?
I mean, when you go into a game, you don't really pay too much attention to the crowd. I mean, as a player and from coach to player, we're taught just to keep the main thing, focus on that tip of the pad. Everything else is a distraction to keep you from, what's going on in the game. So if you lock in on what you need to lock in and have the right eyes and the right discipline, and everything else, it don't even matter.
What have y'all been keying on specifically?
Prior to this year, you really have maybe one or two rotating, but now you got a lot of guys in the group that you can, coach can turn around go in the game, and as an older guy, that helps you out because you're able to come to the sideline, catch a breath. You got younger guys that are locked into the game. They can tell you what they see from the sideline that you might not be seeing on the field. So I mean, in overall, we're making a lot of improvement.
And Coach Warmack spoke on just the standard around your own defense. You guys only gave up one touchdown in 2 games, but Coach Warmack still expecting more. Can you just talk on the standard that Coach Warmack is holding y'all to, and defense overall? What are you guys thinking about that and stuff?
It's just the E. Bombay mentality, just keeping them out the end zone. Whatever we got to do. We really harp on turnovers and takeaways. We weren't able to get that many takeaways Saturday. So now it's a big focus, key point. Just making sure we're getting the ball off of people. That's how we're gonna be able to get the ball back into the offensive hands and put points on the board.
What's different for you in this defensive system than what you were playing in a year ago?
I mean, it's kind of basically the same thing. I would say one thing that's different is dropping the coverage more. So it's every so often I'll drop to the strong hook or zone integrity. But other than that, I still do the same exact thing that I did.
You like that?
Definitely.
You like dropping into
yes,
coverage?
Sir. It made me feel more like an athlete.
They say when you get a lower jersey number, you feel more like an athlete too,
yeah.
Especially them single digits. You come down on a jersey number, right?
It's the lower jersey number I ever played in.
Thanks.
No problem.
Thank you, Doc.
I'm sure you've already been asked about this or about him, but what's it like playing with or behind or learning from Tim Keenan?
Oh, I mean, it's big to me, just from seeing his transition from when he first got here. When he first got here, he was a little bit overweight. He worked hard as he could just to drop weight, and now the way that he's playing, he's also impacting other people on the team, and a lot of people look up to him. And he's also big on us off the field too. He leads a lot of Bible studies and devotional studies and stuff like that. So it's bigger than on the field. He brings a lot to the table for everybody on the team.
What did you learn about the defense in this last game against USF?
I mean, I've been knew we had some dogs, but they let me know to keep them out of the red zone or the end zone, and they get in the red zone that many times. They let me know we can stand up when toes get tough.
Jah-Marien, sorry if I just missed this before I got over here, but wearing the number 20, walk us through kind of just, I guess, that decision process or why you decided to wear that.
So when I first got here, I really wanted a single-digit number. Like, if you look at my official visit photos, like, I had on number 3. I really thought, like, I was going to get a single-digit number. But when I got here, like, I ended up with 93, which I was cool with. You know, Jonathan Allen was one of my favorite players, so I really didn't too much care about a number. You know, I had 72 in high school, and that's not a defensive lineman number if you ask me. But, like, I asked...
72 in high school?
Yeah, 72. Because I played both sides of the ball. But I asked Coach, like, you know, could I get a single-digit number? He was like, that's mainly, like, for the defensive backs. So, like, I ended up getting, like, one of the lower numbers that they had, which was, like, out of me, Jaheim, LT, like, we all ended up just with some of the lowest numbers that they had left.
Got it. And you're talking about Coach DeBoer, you talked to you about that, or who was that?
Oh, no, like, so they all just ask you, like, for 3 numbers that you want, and then out of that, they'll pick depending on, like, the defensive backs. You know, they play in the secondary, you know, so single-digit numbers, they more likely to get them.
Okay, so who do you have that discussion with, just out of curiosity? Like, who on the staff is that?
Oh, if you do want to change your number, you can go talk to Coach DeBoer personally, and he'll help you out with that.
I appreciate it. Thanks so
Sure.
much.
Is there something special about going on the road as a defensive player and kind of having the opportunity to silence the crowd, or what's different getting fired up for a road game?
I mean, since I've been here, you know, Saban and every coach that we really had, you know, talked about, like, just emptying the stadium. Like, there's no feeling like when you go to somebody else's stadium and they start the game turned up, everybody jumping around, and by fourth quarter, it's battling the fans in there. That's one of the best feelings I would say about going on the road game.
You mentioned jumping around. Have you heard about that and about how amped they get at that song at that moment in the game?
You know, everybody needs a motivation factor, so at that point we don't too much pay attention to that. You know, everybody feel like they need something to get them going, you know, and that's what they like to do. You know, we just gonna come out and play ball like we do every week.
How much of a boost does Tim Keenan give you playing, you know, to the side of you, and how much does he open up things?
Oh, he opens us a lot. Like, him being a big, strong guy, you know, a lot of people key in on him, you know, and he takes up like 2 to 3 blocks because somebody got to block him. So as a defensive end, you know, that gives me more space and more room to be able to work off of the edge.
How rare is it to see a guy that can move that well at 320?
Oh, I know. It's amazing. It's amazing just for him to be that big and to be able to move like a defensive end. Like, it's impressive. And also, like, for him to be able to show that much power, if you actually watch him during the game, like, it's actually incredible if you ask me.
Do you ever joke with you guys that he could handle the bandit position if he wanted to?
You know, I don't know. I wouldn't say that he couldn't do it. You know, he probably could do it, but it's just a different thing. Like, I couldn't go in there and play no double teams all game. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's something that he probably could do. You know, he rushes the passer on the inside, so I'm sure he can go right off the edge and go get to the quarterback.
Good. Yeah, thanks, guys.